All right, we live in the building. I'm right here with John Diesel. What's up, big dog?
Man, you already know what it is, man. John Diesel, man, from the Bay to LA, man. You know how we rock, man.
Border Brothers finest?
Border Brothers finest, man. You know what it is. Frontera.
I think the only Border Brother on YouTube.
I think so. No, we have a Pisa felony channel, but I think he self-admitted that he went SNY, he did PC, I think. So I don't want to talk about that, but he's the other Pisa on here.
Yeah, I seen him pop up a couple of times. I thought he was cool, but I didn't know that status like that, you know. Why do you think status is so important when it comes to like YouTube, prison genre channels?
Well, you know what? I think that if you have a prison resume and a little bit of street background, I think the people tend to take you more serious, especially like in the rap game. Like if you notice, one thing about California, unlike Texas and all these other states, California, the raza, we don't accept fake rappers. Name one Latino rapper that's faking out there. Almost everybody's from a hood.
And solid.
Well, solid.
Yeah, well, at least no bad paperwork.
Yeah, you don't have any bad paperwork out here. As far as if you're Mexican or Latino and you're trying to rap, California's not going to support you if you're not really with it or if you're not really from a gang, right? So yeah, so having the merits and a prison background and having a little bit of streets in you, it plays a role in your character on YouTube, because we're all on character mode, man. You know, most of us are, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of us, except that the acting is for real. That's how I like to express it. Well, I'm on character mode, but the acting is for real.
You don't think that's the downfall of like a lot of rappers or like people that are trying to make it on YouTube?
Yeah, it just depends. It just depends how to what extent they take it, right? Like, because you're definitely gonna go do a life sentence if you're really out there really active with it. You're gonna go sit down
or die.
Or die. But like you seeing it happening right now, a lot of people are getting killed. You know, Minor from Paramount just got killed in prison from Eastside Paramount, and another homie of Eastside Paramount got killed in Long Beach just within the last week.
Damn.
You know, so you know, it has nothing to do with Swifty Blue, but they're from his neighborhood, you know, so.
Yeah, so they're correlated regardless.
Yeah, Eastside Paramount, you know.
So you've done a lot of time in like prison and juvenile hall and YA and stuff?
Yeah, I did the whole thing from juvenile hall to CYA to state prison. And I did a little bit of, not I was in a federal holding facility, but not under federal guidelines. I was there under the state. But in Oakland, they had a federal holding facility when, if you got caught with a gun, it became a federal case. So they were housing everybody, was catching Fed cases in the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland.
Because federal time is just for like drug dealers and like, you know, illegal alien smugglers and shit like that, right?
Yeah, deportees and stuff, legal entry. A lot of illegal entry and a lot of dope cases. Casi todos los paisas,
they go federal?
Federal for illegal entry and dope cases, la mayoría, yeah.
What's the total time you've done altogether with everything included? Like roughly?
Roughly about between 15 to 18 years. So I did 10 straight on my last one.
So
straight. And,
would you say that's like half your life?
A little under half of my life, yep.
Oh, wow.
A little about half of my life, yep.
So I seen that you did a video where you said you were in YA with another YouTuber, you know, Gunners Collective.
Yeah. Old Gunner. Funny dude, man. You know, I actually caught wind of him by a homeboy of mine in prison. He sent me a video that he had made about the Border Brothers, right? He made a video about us in Oakland without him knowing the actual details of how we operate and how we get down. He was just blabbing. So when I did the video, I sent him a message. I was like, man, hold on. And I kept looking at him. And I said, this guy looks familiar. And after a few videos and a couple of his stories, I remember I was actually in Carl Holton with him. We were in Stockton. We were up there. We did about 6 months together. There was a lot of Southsiders there and a lot of Northerners there. A lot of one-on-ones too. I had my share of one-on-ones because I was up there with Crazy Boy from Florencia, Pokey from Hawaiian Gardens, Pee Wee from La Mirada, Snoopy from Southside Pasadena, Tiny Locals, Box from Rebels 13, Largo from Cantaranas, Veneno from Wasco, Doobie from Barrio Bakers, Payaso from Washington Boys. I mean, the list goes on, right? And the Northerners had they had their squad too, you know, and the Bulldogs as well, right? And the numbers were kind of even. And there was a lot of one-on-ones going on. Southsiders versus Norteños. There was a lot of one-on-ones. And the whole time I was there, Gunner did not have not one fight. So when he talks about all this yip yap about fighting this and doing that, and that a lot of that stuff is phony stuff. Because when I was there, the 6 months that we were together, I had about 4 or 5 fights. He didn't have not one. I actually had a fight with one of his homeboys that ended up becoming somebody for that faction. He's actually a legend, you know, and I ended up having a fight with him in juvenile hall. I mean, in CYA, Vato from his barrio, you know, at the time that he was there, you know.
You think they get away with telling all these stories because nobody's there to fact check them?
That's what it was, that he got a jump on everybody because he was able to, he was like one of the first ones on this behind the wall genre. I don't want to say prison genre because not everybody's been to prison, but when they start talking about stuff behind the wall, he was like one of the first channels in California to really start popping his shit on social media, and people gravitated towards him because nobody knew no better.
And nobody else was doing it like that.
And nobody else was doing it, so he did get a jump on everybody. And that, if he was to start now, he wouldn't go.
It wouldn't work?
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
So is that the way it is right now? Like right now, everything's oversaturated that if you try to get into the YouTube game, it won't work right now? You think so?
Right now, you got to come with some real. You got to come with some brand new stuff, man, because everything else is played out. Like we're like at the back end of the podcast game. Like if you're trying to really get in now, if you haven't been in for like a year and at least five digits, you know, or 5 figures on your numbers, it's going to be kind of tough, man, because there's so many other channels that people are going to. People are already locked in. People already got their go-to guy.
Yeah.
You know, they already got their go-to channels, right? So it's kind of tough, especially a lot of competition in California.
Going back to Gunner's Collective, you think he falsifies a lot of his numbers and views because, you know, they look like high numbers, but it's just like basic compared to everybody else.
So I stopped watching him when he hit 60. I remember he was at 60, right? And I swear to God, I looked back the next week, he was at 90.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not even the fucking million subscriber followers get 30,000 in a week. It's almost impossible to see that type of jump.
Unless you got something that goes super duper viral.
Yeah.
But even then, that's crazy, bro.
But he hasn't done any. I got a million views with the homie from that just passed away, man, from Wilmas. The homie did 37 years in the pen. He knows a lot of the. So he's told me a lot of stories about the blue team, right? So, but I can only go so far with them stories, right? But with him, I did 1 million views on a short. So I got 1 million views with a video.
That's about 10% of likes and comments and subscribers.
That I did with him. So I'm a YouTuber, so I know how the numbers work. You know, we have the analytic thing.
Yeah.
And to see a jump on that channel from 60 to 90 in a matter of a couple of days is almost, it's like,
it's crazy.
You know he's cheating.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because I've had videos with multiple millions, and it's 10%, not even 10% sometimes.
Yeah.
That subscribe, you know.
Yeah. So he had a jump. He had like a 30,000 jump from within a couple of days.
Yeah.
So it was, and not only that. So when he hit the 100,000 mark, he didn't get a plaque.
Ooh.
He got a plaque like when he got to 130.
Yeah. Oh no, but people were saying that plaque was fake though.
I think he did get a plaque, but he just didn't get a plaque at the actual 100,000 mark.
Yeah.
Because he pulled it out like at 130.
Yeah, but people were saying they had misspells in it, and I went to go look at it because people were saying it to me, and they had misspells in it, you know, and not one not one has misspells, and things were misspelled, not lowercase, uppercase, and so forth and so forth. And there's a place you could buy them from.
It's probably fake. More than likely, as much as lies and shit he be talking, it's probably fake.
So you think he lost all his credibility?
Man, you got a lot of dropout lovers. Them dudes got a lot of followers because they have a mixture of fans that people that don't know, civilians,
or follow the code.
Civilians,
yeah,
that really don't know the morals, the street morals. So those guys are going to follow him. They don't, whether he's wrong or right. They like the shits and giggles, you know, the jokes and shit that he be playing, and you know, not only that, he's a character.
Yeah.
So I think people already stopped watching him for the stories, but they watch him more for the entertainment part, the clowning around and, you know, the funny remarks towards other people, you know.
So they don't follow they don't follow for the politics.
I don't think they follow him because of anything that they believe that, oh, he did this, because I think everybody already knows, everybody already has came to terms that he's a phony.
He is what he is.
He's a phony, but he's okay to watch because he's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's been around for a minute, and he's pro raza. And I get and then since he's working with a guy from the opposition, which makes
Dubs
is blue. So you got red and blue. You got a red and blue type of collaboration, even though they're on that side of the fence. It just gives them that much of a push, you know. Because
did you watch Dubs ever?
Yeah, I used to watch Dubs. I didn't even know what his whole situation was. I didn't even bother to investigate why he had went to prison. I just know that if he was a lifer, at one point he had to been in the bullshit. He had to been up there fucking around. You have to. You're a lifer. If you're from a neighborhood and you go to a level 4, and if you're part of the roster, you're probably gonna get involved in some shit. So I don't deny that he wasn't involved. I know he was involved in some shit. But a lot of the stuff that he says he was involved in, it's not verifiable, and a lot of it, his story's out there.
Yeah.
There's a dude out there, shout out to Misled Loyalty. You know, he has good content. The guy that covers his face with the ski mask, the Jason mask.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude, man. And you got Campoleto from Via Locals and stuff, West LA. You guys might want to check his channel out. He's got some good content. Some real stuff, right? Like stuff that's verifiable. Like okay, you know what? This shit really happened.
Yeah, you can fact check.
Fact checks, right? So, and as far as like Dubs, he's never produced any. The only paperwork we've ever seen about these two gentlemen is bad paperwork.
Yeah.
They've never produced a 115 write-up or a DA referral to show, look, this is what I did when I was in prison. Everything that's popped up has been.
You don't think like they owe it to their fans, because they say their excuse is, we're not here to prove anything to nobody. But I think that when you're talking about this prison genre and you're talking about all the things that happen in there, I think you do owe it to your fans to show them, hey, this is who I am and I'm not lying to you.
I agree. I agree that they should come forward and explain to the people, this is what happened. I think they have enough followers. I think their followers show them enough love to know the full truth. Like, not little specks of it, little pieces of it, like have people in doubt. And in one way it's working because it keeps the fans intrigued, like, well, the aura of not knowing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Not knowing his real background keeps people wondering, like, it keeps people coming back. Maybe today is the day he's going to tell us why. Maybe today is the day where he's going to talk about it. People are actually waiting for him to talk about why.
But if you talk about others people and you bring up other names and other situations, you're not exempt, bro. Like,
exactly.
How can you talk about this guy that you probably don't have permission to talk about, but yet you can't speak on your own situation? Yeah, that's I don't think that's right.
Yeah, they get away with a lot of stuff because, like I said before, the fans, they got a lot of fans that don't know. But the ones that do know, because we do got a lot of positive channels. We got a lot of channels that are vatos that have moved on from the lifestyle and that are doing good. Like yourself or Lucky,
yeah.
American Cholo. Guys ran the street a little bit and now they're doing positive things, right?
Yeah. But still around our people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm around, not to just to put nothing on me, but I'm still around all my people I grew up with.
The difference between us and them, we can go anywhere.
Facts.
We can pull up anywhere and we're going to get handshakes, we're going to get hugs. Yesterday, shout out to Cuatro Flats. I was over there at Vinny Jim's hood. All the OGs, everybody embraced me. It just felt so welcoming to get received by the homies over there in Boyle Heights. So shout out to all them. Boyle Heights, East LA, Cuatro Flats. Shout out to all them. Loca, Vinny Jim, Goofy and all them, they were all over there. The way they welcomed me was special, man. You know, it's really, you can feel the Rasta culture down there. It's just different. You know, it's a different vibe. But what I was trying to get at is that we can pull up like that.
Yeah.
These guys, Dubs, Gunner, and all these other channels, they can't go nowhere. Because if anybody recognizes them, it's going to be a problem.
Correct.
They can't go anywhere where they can be recognized. So they can't pull up to the local McDonald's, you know, if they're in the neighborhood, because if somebody's going to recognize you. So they always got to be in disguise mode for the rest of their life, or at least to an age where nobody cares no more.
Yeah.
They're still on YouTube, so people still care.
Or where they move far, you know.
Move far, and nobody knows them.
And nobody knows them. So you think their careers are limited to like just whatever it is right now?
Well, they don't leave their rooms.
Yeah.
That's all they do is they don't leave their rooms. They definitely can't walk around on California streets. Not where they can be recognized. That's a fact. They can walk around somewhere with a hat on, maybe look with a disguise, but they're not going to walk around freely in the open, or they're not going to announce that, oh, I'm here. You know how people say, oh, I pulled up to his neighborhood, but you didn't announce that you were going to be there.
Yeah, you didn't.
You went, recorded, and left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fake shit.
Yeah, that's crazy because I had a lot of people fooled. I used to support, you know, until, you know, I saw the messiness and I stepped back, you know, and they try to use that against me. Like, oh, he used to watch us. Yeah, I think everybody did.
Yeah, everybody used to watch them.
You know?
There's a lot of homies, I'm not going to put them on blast, but they know who they are, that have tapped in with Dubs.
Yeah.
Have sent him messages, have even called him.
Yeah.
You know, I was a victim of that. I called Gunner one time before I knew their whole situation, and Dubs was actually on the line.
Oh.
And I was like, he was like, Dubs said, what's up? And I said, what's up? That's it. We didn't have no conversation. We didn't say, oh, we didn't chop it up. We didn't shoot the shit. It was just a what's up, and that was it. When they were arguing with Whack, I think, or some shit like that, about some bullshit. But I've never had any conversation with them. This is before all the whole shit popped up. Because I think they said Gunner had rushed a northerner or some shit like that. I don't know.
I don't know. His story changed like 3 different times, bro. So at this point, like you said, I don't need
it. It don't even fucking matter.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
Because like when these other channels go after these channels, like you're probably gonna lose because they already got their set fans, you know, and they got loyal fans.
Yeah, but at this point, like when I see a video, like people saying Whack 100 exposed, Dubs and Gunner exposed, bro. At this point, I swear to God, when I see those, I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
I just
what are you exposing?
There's nothing to. There's not like, if you don't know by now, and you still think you're going like, ooh, like just move on, bro.
Yeah, because exposing doesn't even work no more.
It doesn't.
Exposing what? They already have their fans.
Yeah.
You're just bringing them more attention by.
It's just like another video. Like I keep seeing the Whack 100 videos pop up, and it's like, fool, come on, like. Who cares, dog? Like, just move on already. Like, we already all know. Those are, I mean, it's up to you now. It's
I met Wack's father.
Yeah?
Yeah, just about a couple weeks ago. His father's a priest.
Oh,
he's a pastor. Excuse me, not a priest. He's a priest. He's a pastor for one of the local churches. And one of the guys where I rent a room at is from his neighborhood. Actually, from, where are they from? Pacoima?
Pacoima.
Yeah, they're from Pacoima. Yeah, OG's from Pacoima.
Hey, so here's a little controversy. I see that you had like a little back and forth with a Thumper from Sacramento. Is that true?
Yeah, it wasn't really a back and forth.
He's a northerner, to be exact.
Yeah, he's a northerner that does the workout stuff, and he had came down here and was playing handball in a handball game, and they made it a big deal that he was down here, you know, hanging out with the Southsiders. I guess I don't know how to say it without sounding disrespectful, right?
Because he beefs with Chito Ranas.
Right. Yeah. They beef because they're from Sacramento, right?
Yeah.
So to them, it's a big thing because there's no northerners down here. There's no norteño neighborhoods down here. So with him being down here, it was big on news and stuff, right? That's how I actually caught on to him, right? And then I found out that through other videos, through Lucky, what's the OG?
Oh yeah, from Maravilla.
Maravilla. He did a video about him doing some time for shooting a 10-year-old kid, for hitting a 10-year-old kid, right?
Yeah.
So I did some little bit of research, and I did the video about him, you know, shooting a 10-year-old kid. Now, the Northerns, they're real structured. I don't know how they would deal with a situation like that. I don't know how he got by, and I don't even want to talk about his political part of the case. But from my understanding, he's active. He was allowed to program. He was able to go to a level 3 and a level 4, and he programmed. And he, from my understanding, he's been to the back, right? He's been to the hole. So I did the video about him because on the Jay Rince TV, I don't know if you follow that father and son show.
Jay Rince TV?
Jay Rince TV,
oh, yeah,
right?
Salute to them.
Yeah, they're good. They're doing good. They're not biased. They're not biased.
They're from New York. That's why.
Yeah, they're not biased.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, Jay Rince TV. So I've been watching them too. So I watched the video about them interviewing Thumper, right? On Jay Rince TV. It wasn't a chopped up video. I seen it on that channel. And I didn't see the part where he mentioned about him shooting a 10-year-old kid. He tells a story.
That's the video where he goes to the actual restaurant, right?
Right.
Okay.
So he goes to the actual restaurant. He does the scene, the animation part, and it looked like he was getting a kick out of it, like he was reliving it, right? You can tell he was excited while he was doing all this shit, right?
Yeah, fast.
He looked excited, right? So I was like, wow, you know. So how come he don't mention? He didn't mention the part about him knocking down a 10-year-old kid, right? I missed it. If he said it, and I know he had said it on other podcasts, because later on I went back and watched it. He had spoken about it. He has spoken about it. So I did another follow-up video where I said, yeah, well, he spoke on it. But on the Jay Rince video, I didn't hear him mention it.
No, he didn't, because I watched that too. I reacted to it.
Yeah, so he didn't mention it, right? So he hits me up on Instagram. I think it was just on the regular comment section, and then it went to the message. I forgot, but he got at me kind of foul, man, about saying that why was I doing that to him? That I've never been on a level 4. That I'm a sucker this, sucker that. He kind of disrespected me. He went kind of foul, right? I'm not going to talk about none of that, right? Because we beef with them dudes, not them dudes from Sacramento, but we beef with the Northerners from Oakland, right? That's been our rival since I can remember. The Border Brothers from Oakland, we've always had beef with the Northerners, but that's an Oakland thing, right? So with him being a Northerner, if I was to cause some type of animosity, it would probably carry on to Oakland, because they got rappers in Oakland too, and I know they fuck with each other, right? Sacramento and Oakland. But he did go kind of overboard. I let one of his OGs know, and we left it at that, because we're not going to be doing all the back and forth shit, man, especially not online, you know what I mean?
Not when it's real shit.
Yeah, and this was some type of because he felt disrespected.
Yeah.
Because he said that I was falsifying, like he was trying to hide that from the people. Like the narrative is, Thumper's trying to hide the shooting to the viewers. So he was trying to make it sound like that was my intention. That I was trying to make it look like he's trying to hide it. Like, you get. So he was upset.
Yeah, well, it seems like that because he's left it out of certain interviews.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
And I think whether you're Norteño or Southsider, shooting a 10-year-old kid's not acceptable.
I don't know how he got around that, right? Probably because, he was the other victim was a Southsider, and probably, I don't know how he explained the story. I don't know how he got around that. But and I know the Northerners, they real tight. They're real tight with their shit. So I don't know how he got around that. That's between them. I don't even want to comment on that part.
Do the Border Brothers accept that type of charges?
No, nobody should accept those charges. But for a long time, they never used to check paperwork. So a lot of OGs were able to skate on by into the era where they did start checking paperwork. So even till now, you got OGs that their paperwork probably hasn't been checked.
Slipped through the cracks.
Slipped through the cracks, man. It's because some people just, because back then they didn't check paperwork, and when they start checking paperwork, some guys have bad charges.
Yeah.
It's some guys have been running around them yards with bad charges. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I'm not here to talk about who, but yeah. I think that's part of prison, man.
So you said you said that you're from Oakland and you guys beef with Northerners. Is that like a Oakland gang thing, or is that like a overall you beef with all Northerners?
No, that's just the Oakland thing. So in Oakland, the vatos that started us in Oakland, the Border Brothers, right, are the dudes that were running around with the legends from the blue team, right? So the agenda was to come to Oakland and opened up a money-making machine, right? And it just turned into gangs.
Yeah.
And it got out of control. So we come out of the prison house. A lot of people don't understand that we're not at fault for becoming Border Brothers, but we didn't know what we were doing. We were just neighborhood gang in Oakland. These guys come home from prison, and hey, from now on, you guys are Border Brothers. But in those communities, a lot of vatos were born out there, so it made sense to us to roll with the Border Brothers, right? Because most of us somos mojados, you know, or nacidos allá, or with parents from over there, you know.
Well, is it like the South Side beef with the Norteños the same with the Border Brothers and the Norteños?
Yeah, it's the same thing. They even call us the same. They call us scrapas. They say they call us scrapas and shit. And it's almost the same shit. It's just that we don't claim blue. We don't flag the color blue. We're our own identity. Border Brothers out of Oakland. However, when we go to prison, it's a different movement, but we're all the same shit up there too.
So here's a question that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, give me a second.
Hey, what's going on, man? You know, yeah.
Okay, so here's a question that I have, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between Border Brothers and Pisa?
Okay.
Paisas.
So when the Pisas first started coming around into the prison system, there was no structure, there was no rules, there was no law. So when these vatos from Frontera start catching cases out here on this side, from Chicali, Sonora, Tijuana, Ensenada, all the Juarez, all the Frontera, they started catching cases out here in California, and they were the ones that began making politics in prison to defend the Paisa car. So the Border Brothers were more like the street side of the Paisas.
So the Paisas like civilians, like
the Paisa
or like
civilians,
residents?
the resident Paisas, they were just doing regular inmates, but you got to have a core of guys that are street oriented, right?
Yeah.
That's what the Border Brothers are. The Border Brothers are street oriented Paisas. That's the best way I can put it. They're vatos from the calles, you know, that in the dope game, messing with the cartel, or you know, 15 Hill. 15 Hill's a gang in LA. So they're basically what a Border Brother is. It's un callejero, pues.
Yeah.
Callejero.
So they claim 16. That's for the P?
That's for the Paisa. So now the Paisa car has gotten so big that they have their own shit now. In the feds, they don't need the Border Brothers to represent them no more. So the Border Brothers, what we were the front line for the Paisas to protect them. But then they got so deep that they overpowered us as far as in the political game. They're so deep now, they don't need the Border Brothers no more.
Oh, wow.
And
So
they're all locked in with the big homies from the blue team too, so, you know.
do you guys beef?
In some places we do. Yeah, they're like, pinche plasticón, o Border Brother vale verga, o también un Border Brother, no, pinches paisas valen verga. See, they're together, but two different entities in the feds, right? And I've never been to the feds, I've only been to the state.
But that's only in prison, right? That's not in the streets.
Oh no, in
There's
the streets,
no Paisas
no.
in the streets,
No,
right?
in the streets, the Paisas, they're not, you know, they're just hardworking gentlemen, man. But as far as like the Paisas that are gang members, like for example in my hood, that's a gang. So they're out there, you know, with the gunplay.
So
you know?
so to be politically correct, a Border Brothers is a prison gang.
It's a prison gang, yes. Yeah.
So you're from a street gang in Oakland.
Yes.
That's something totally different from Border Brothers.
No, it's still the same thing because we were created by them. The guys that came home from prison started us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're just a branch off the prison.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, we're a branch. We're offshoot off the prison. Yeah, that's what we are.
So how's it work in Oakland? In Oakland, do you have like Southside gangs too, or is it only Northern and Border Brother?
For a long time, it was nothing but Northerners versus Border Brothers. Southsiders came later. But throughout the whole history of Oakland, there's only been one Southsider gang in the history. Like
18th Street.
No, SSL. Southside Locals.
Yeah.
So that's like the only gang that was able to come forward and establish a flag and claim actual territory. They had their actual territory. So that a lot of Southside gangs had went up there to try to start some shit, and it didn't follow through. But they did. They were able to establish a flag. Yep. Okay. SSL. Okay. Shout out to them too, man. We had our beefs with them, but it's all good now, man. We're open now.